This 90 has been on this lift for nearly 3 weeks. I haven't been working in it for 3 weeks. We've sort of been stuck for parts, and you know, while it's up there, well, we might as well wait for this bit and do something else later because suspension's been off and this, that and the other. I just wanted to say that an old saying that an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure. You'd have to convert that into kilograms or something. But anyway, this is a particularly badly maintained vehicle. I mean, for example, if this had been rust-proof properly, then we wouldn't have all this corrosion problem. I mean, honestly, spend $200 or $300, get it done right, inside, outside, on the chassis, on the footwells. Just when you've got a little rust spot, just take care of it. Don't just think, oh well, it's a Land Rover, it's all right. It isn't. It'll get worse. So obviously we've had to put a lot of money in to replace this rear cross member. You know, that's all done now. But it's the little things that people don't realise. Like the bushings were all shot on the suspension. I'm going to show you in a minute the rubbers on the tie rods, they need replacing. I'm not sure if the ball joints are knackered or not, I haven't got them off yet. But just a little bit of an observation around your vehicle every now and again. I'll send it to a reputable shop who will just pull it to bits and be very critical. At least you will know and get the jobs done. Get the little jobs done now, and they won't turn into great big jobs later. That's what I'm trying to say. Because like I say, if this was rust proofed properly, I mean, not just sprayed underneath, I mean inside the chassis, outside, around the footwells, some sort of action taken to prevent all the stones getting into some arch guards or something like that, this wouldn't have had to be replaced. Sad really, but you know, but at the same time we've had to do an awful lot of other work on suspension and what have you. So yes, it's okay doing all these jobs at once, but it's going to cost money. So let's have a look around this when it's finished, and I'll show you what we've done. This is a North American spec vehicle, and it's had a few extras fitted to it, which you might not be familiar with. It looks like a TD5 tank, but it isn't really. And it's got strange wires and things like this coming out, and breathers and pipes. So as you can see now, I've given this a quick coat of rocker guard protector, sill protector, stone chip, whatever you want to call it, just to blend it in the black to the rest of the frame, and it doesn't look too bad. It's not bad at all. All the wires have got sheathing around them now. You know, they're all tied up. That's good to go. Had to replace the brake pipes. These joints down here, just let me bring my light round this way. Had to replace these joints here. The bushes. Calipers were changed. Rotors, discs were changed. Bearings stripped and greased. Yeah, all the prop shafts have been off and greased up. Check the breather on the top of the axle. That's all done. All new bolts, all with thread guard on, so that should be all right. That's good to go. Let's go on. So that's the other side's just about exactly the same. There's nothing really to see, but again, it just took a lot of time, and it's not going to be cheap, but it's going to be handy now, because I don't know if you can see. I don't know if you can see under there. Yeah, there you go. The fuel pipes are now in that nylon, and they're jointed with rubber, and I've got the proper hose clips on there. Well, they're not high pressure clips, but there's no high pressure on them, but I want you to sort of see that these clips are rounded. The metalwork here is rounded on the edge, so it doesn't cut into the pipe, and those pipes are actually butted together. The plastic pipes are butted together, so that's all right. So that's the return, and the other pipe, we took the filter out, and that goes straight to the engine now, so that'd be all right. So now I can fill up the tank with diesel once this is on the floor and get it shifted. Let's go and have a look at the front, what I found. When I had the vehicle in the air, I thought, well, we'll have a look at the rest of the vehicle and see what it's like. You know, check the wheel bearings, check the pins, make sure they're okay, make sure there's some grease or oil in the swivels. I took off the flange because there was some play in the wheel bearing, so I took the wheel off, adjusted the bearing up a little bit. I didn't get around to putting it back together again. It was greased up, it was kind of nice, the splines were good. It was missing the cap off here, which consequently you can see the rust on there. The rust had got into the spline. It was a bit nasty to get off. Yeah, so we're going to put a new cap on there, grease all that up. One thing I wanted to show you was this. Little things, little tiny things you got to look at, look. See this innocent looking joint here? Well, yeah, you probably can't. There, look, 1 minute, let's go. Let's have a look underneath. See, look. It's split. You can't really see it, but it's come off it's not so much split, it's come off its joint, or is it split? Oh, yeah, well, yeah, no, it's split, look, yeah, sorry about that. There's the metal spring clip there, so that's split. Also, we're having a look at the track rod ends. I haven't got much room in here this morning. Looking at the track rod ends, seeing what those are like. I'm going to pull those off. I'm going to take all that bar off. This has got a heavy duty bar, you know, heavy duty. That'll have to come off, and we'll check those. I've replaced the rubbers in the front anti-roll bar. Also, these joints were good, but the rubber bushings inside were shot, so they've been changed. The rest of the chassis is good. Now, I just wanted to, just a quick observation. Let's see, pull this light round here again. You see, I'm going to get Ludi to come in and help me when we do these footwells, and this is the reason why. You see, they've put pipes and all sorts of stuff around the back of here. When I cut these out, I don't want to cut through the wires. It's so easy to do, so that's why you've got to really observe what's at the other side when you're cutting. You know. So I think what we're going to have to do is put some sheet metal under here and cut it out just to protect that. It's not as easy as you think. Let's have a look at the other side. Oh, again, look, you see. There's now this looks almost factory. Somebody's put a... Is it factory? They've welded a tag on there to keep that wire up. Not sure if that's factory or not. But again, look, you see, there's your fuel pipes under there, look. You've got to be very careful when you're welding these things. This shock tower is on its way out. You can see here, rust's very powerful. It'll just sort of spread. It's like ice. It'll just expand and expand and break something. That's quite an easy fix and nothing really to get too excited about. Again, the splines on the wheel bearings have gone. Let's have a look. Well, not wheel bearings have gone, but the cap was gone. Again, look here, observation. See, if these joints are okay, I'll just replace the rubber, grease them up and put a new rubber in. You know, there's no point putting tie rod ends on if they're okay. Observing things like this, look. See here? Look. The rubber's gone. We'll just put new rubbers on. It's silly little things, really. I'm going to check the breathers on the top of the diff, make sure that they're not blocked. I haven't been told to change the oil. I don't know why, but anyway, we haven't been told to change the oil. Oh, don't worry about the stand over there. It's actually on 4 stands and the lift, just in case. I'm not taking any chances. Yeah, so that's today's job, and we'll get back and get when that's finished. But like I say, I'm going to have to get a young man in to give me a hand to do those footwells. But again, I've got other priorities. So that's just an update on the 90. Really, another look round for the customers, showing what we're up to. And that's it. Talk to you later. Ta-ra.